overall the reasons of the Malaysian Indians came to the street, it is cause of the total failure of MIC leadership. I think they are worried that Indian votes are diverted. Partly government to be blamed because they listen to Dato Sri Samiulu. Dato Sri Samiulu claimed the Indian votes are in his pocket. Are doing, they are very worried that Indians vote swing towards anti-MIC, not anti-Barisan. It's a big question mark after Dato Sri Samiulu, who will be the leader representing Indian community. And overall the reasons of the Malaysian Indians came to the street, it is cause of the total failure of MIC leadership. As earlier I claimed and even now I claim, there are capable leaders in Malaysian Indian Congress. Sad to say, they never given any room to perform. And that's why I'm one of the living example. At 18 years old, I came into MIC. All the way I struggled. And I contested several elections. At last, I could manage to go in the year 1994. And I returned in 1997. Even with these 6 years, by knowing that with the support of the delegates, there's no any job assigned to me. So I played a zero role, 6 years as a Central Work Committee member. And this applies to most of the current existing CWC members as well as those who were thrown out of the party. Start from YBMG Pandithan, Dr. Bhaskaran, Mr. Maslamani, and it is one long list, which means all the capable leaders out of the party just because they cannot get along with the leader and they never agree with this policy.
So a lot of people say that because of this factionalism and infighting in MIC over this protracted period of time has come at the expense of the community.
Correct.
You know, they have fought each other.
Yes.
And this has consumed their whole political career and they have little or no time to look at the woes of the community. Do you agree with this?
I agree with your view. This ongoing fight started after Manika left, and we expected to compromise and they fight for the benefit of the Indian community. And we thought that they are united and contributing to the community. So with that unity, in 1986-87, they could manage to deliver to the Indian community by collecting 110 million mica holdings collection, MIED, and some of the major projects were successfully they completed. At that time, it was called as United MIC. And 1987, when MG Pandithan was thrown out, and there was in-house fight started. And from there, its ongoing fight was on, but public, they pretend like they are working together, but in-house, the revenge was taken by the leadership. That is an example where a lot of key people of Dr. Subramaniam and Dr. Batman's men were left in the party. Directly, indirectly, they cleared off. As what I say, Dr. Samiulu very smartly did things. When he feels that any members or leaders who's at fault, he should follow the proper procedure of issuing letter and show cause, and he must suspend them or expel them accordingly. Like my case, in my political career, I received several show cause letters, and even I was expelled. Even I was expelled together with Dr. MG Pandithan and Dr. Bhaskaran. And most of the Indians in the street felt that Dr. Samiulu failed to contribute to the community. There are two reasons. One, he is already a long-term serving president. Second, he is a long-term serving minister. Since he terribly failed, we expected him to voluntarily give up on 25th of November by accepting that Indians came to the street because they fed up, frustrated and disappointed. As what we sent the signal to the government, 90% of the crowd came to the street because their expectation and request is not fulfilled, and the public feels government has given us certain extent which never reached the poor Indian. And neither he never let any one of the ground the leaders to work, to propose, or neither to raise their voice in favor of Indian community, because everything is controlled, including media.
Now what about the second echelon of leaders? How do you see them, like people like that?
At the moment, very sad to say that Dr. Palnivelu is never come from the grassroots. He brought it as a press secretary and given appointed as a treasurer general and elected as an MP and appointed as a parliament secretary and deputy minister, and I feel he don't enjoy grassroots support.
A A lot of people are saying
It applies even to Sodirajan and all the key people, those are in the position, except Veerasingham. I believe that is from grassroots, but unfortunately he's too old, and I don't think so he's in the position of leading the community.
There is talk now that the younger leaders in MIC are trying to convince Dr. Sri Samavelu to drop several key leaders from the parliamentary seats. This includes people like Dr. Veerasingham, Dr. K.S. Nija, and even the Secretary General, and to allow fresh new faces to contest the parliamentary seats while moving the old guards to state seats. Do you think this will actually, they believe that this will help boost the party's image and they can win back support? Do you think this will actually...
In my opinion, generally I feel I'm the grassroots worker. By mixing with the poor and mixed class of Indians, I realize the main cause is Dr. Sri S. Samavelu, who can give in and give it to the capable leader. Even at this point to Dr. Palnivelu, will calm down the situation, will help Barisan Nasional by gaining back the vote on certain extent and the percentage. The main cause is that Sri Samavelu is become a laughing stock, and surprised that he want to clear all the old veteran politicians, where he himself in Malaysian history, very long-serving minister, long-serving president, and even now he said to say he never said the time when he is going to retire. So the community is in the dark, and he claimed, according to the latest press statement, he will be there until his last breath.
So do you think that in the event that Dr. Sri, if he steps down, do you think Dr. Subra should be brought back into...
I believe, in my opinion, though he is not in the position of taking over at this point, he is the better leader at this point to lead the community. And I believe he can manage well for the benefit of the Indian community, even if he is going to be in the office for a short term. So it's a high time for the leadership of MIC to consider of bringing back Dr. Subramaniam and his supporters to calm down, to bring back to the Barisan fold. And for information, most of the Dr. Subramaniam's key men and supporters were in the street because we are left out and we do not know where to start our journey. And we are disappointed. We were good, sincere, loyal supporters of MIC as well as Barisan Nasional. Now it looks like Dr. Sri Samavelu don't concern about Barisan Nasional, neither their victory. Even latest today's statement, where is giving a stern warning to the Barisan component, and we know pretty well that is addressed to some Mantri Besars, particularly Selangor and Perak, because lately Perak Mantri Besar appointed direct Indian representative to take care of the Indian problem, and in Selangor, Mantri Besar appointed East Indian NGO PA Puan Tunku to handle the Indian problems, where they are already getting to the field to gather the information of the Indian problem, to taking to the attention of the Minister Mantri Besars to solve the problem, which create anger, and Dr. Sri Samavelu outburst yesterday. So this will make the matter worse. And it's pretty well is a fact that Dr. Sri Samavelu should accept at this point Indians vote 90% is not favor of the government. If they don't believe that the government, neither Dr. Samavelu can go for polls. He can go for polls. He himself can appoint somebody whom he feel it is independent and reputable polls who can conduct.
There are reports of a lot of disgruntled MIC branch leaders crossing over to PPP and all that. And apparently the party president is not very happy about this scenario.
Yeah, lately you can see that what we call the problem started in Ejok. One clear example, the government, the Indian voters as well as the voters in Ejok sent to the government that all the time only 10% were against the government, Indians. In Ejok, despite of heavy campaign, despite of heavy projects were introduced and the projects were implemented, they won because of outside Indian votes. 1,400 votes are out of Ejok constituency, which was identified by Malaysian Indian Congress and Barisan Nasional. They brought them to vote, and that is a vote who the cause of Ejok victory. Which at this point, can they do it during the general election? Can the whole machinery can go to the Ejok state constituency campaign? Which is impossible. As such, you can take it for a right. Can Barisan retain Ejok?